Friends, I am continuing my next video with the series Watch and Ponder, and we will see we are continuing our discussion on three basic questions about a computer, of what a computer is, how it works, and why we use it. So in the last video I told you, friends, about what a computer is. It is an electronic device which calculates, or basically you can say computes, arranges, stores and retrieves large amounts of data with lots of speed and accuracy. So this is our basic definition of a computer. So friends, let us continue our question again about what a computer is. We will continue from here. You know, today computer has become a part of our lives. Everything we do and everywhere we go, we see computers. Do you know right now that in all of your pockets a computer must be with you, or it may be in your hand. You are viewing my video with the help of a computer. Doesn't it seem strange or surprising? Yes, it does. Now in my pocket I have of what is called a computer. Okay, I know we'll say a mobile phone. A mobile phone or a smartphone of today is nothing but a computer, because it has all the primary functions of a computer, as well as it has some extra functions with which we can talk and communicate. So friends, does not your mobile phone store data? Of course, it stores the numbers of all your contacts and friends, and it arranges them in a particular order. If you go to search the name of your friend in the address book, it arranges them in order. Again, whenever you want to retrieve a file or a video or a photo you save, you can retrieve it at a finger touch. And it does all these things with a lots of speed and accuracy. So, is not a mobile phone a computer? Yes, it is. The distinction between mobile phones and computers is now slowly getting blurred. So we will see the basics again of what makes the mobile phone or small devices a computer. So we see the components of a computer. You see, they are the four pillars or four basic components of a computer. You can say the four pillars on which every computer system in the world is built. Every means every. This is a very easy and generalized approach to understanding computers. Every computer, be it a mobile phone, a smartphone, a PDA, a laptop, a desktop, a server, a supercomputer, all computers have these four things without which they cannot be built and cannot be used. So what are these four things? Now, to remember these four things, if I say these four things in a hard language, you may not understand. So here is a very simple trick to understand the four basic parts of any computer. Let us see what the trick is. See, PMIR, what I have written is, now can you tell what PMIR stands for? You may think But let us see if we can remember this PM IR. If we say PM or Prime Minister and IR Indian Railways, it's a very easy trick to remember all the parts of a computer. Let's see what they are. Right. Processor, memory. Can you guess the two other parts? Yes, very good. I/O devices. And the next part is read and write. Now, these are the four basic components of a computer. That is the processor, which is the brain of the computer, or the processor is also called as, known as very good, friends, we all know. Every computer, every computing device has some memory, which is we know very well as ROM and RAM. Every computer has input output devices. Now, for example, in a laptop you have a keypad, a keyboard, a touch and point or a mouse pad. In a desktop you have a keyboard, a mouse, a printer and a LED through which you view what is on the screen. And for a smartphone you have a touch screen and a LCD display through which you can interact with the computer. And lastly, read and write. What is the meaning of read and write? Every computer has a storage device through which you can read and write. You can store data and retrieve it later on. So that is read and write, or we can call it a storage. So we see that these are the four building blocks of a computer system. Now, is it not true that all your computer systems have these four parts? And we will see how these parts are in more detail. Friends, let us continue our discussion of these parts in little more detail. We see that the processor or CPU, as we know it, is the brain of computer. All computers, however small or big, have a computer brain without which it cannot function. As our brain is one of the most important parts of our body, without which we cannot function, similarly, the brain of the computer or processor is an indispensable or very important part of the computer, without which it cannot function. So, we see what a processor is, what are the basic functions of a processor, and what are the parts of a processor. The processor is a very small part on the computer. It gets signals in zeros and ones. It gets all information in it, computes the information and sends it back to the memory for display and other purposes. All the calculations are done in this processor. Now, the processor has two more units called the ALU and CU. Now, ALU is arithmetic and logic unit, and the CU is the control unit. Control unit. So a CPU has basically two parts, the ALU and CU. All arithmetic and logical expressions are continued and done, our calculations are done in the ALU. If we have to add two numbers, subtract two numbers, multiply two numbers, do a calculation, retrieve things, we all are done in the CU. And L stands for logic. Now, a computer is making decisions and making directions of a program on the basis of logic. Suppose a program which says if a user presses A, then exit the program, or if the user presses X, exit the program. So a functionality of logical functionality is added in the program to exit it. So that is taken care of by the ALU. So friends, the another unit is the control unit or CU, which manages the control of the devices. It manages the control of all the devices and the main computer and the devices attached to it. So friends, today we have seen the basic components of a computer: the processor, the memory, the IO devices and read-write. And we have seen a little more detailed discussion of the processor and the two parts of the units of the processor, that is ALU and CU. So friends, we will continue in the next video with more discussions on the parts of the computer, and we will go to the next question of how a computer is to be used. Thank you.